Oh, hi everyone. I was just checking if my screen recorder app was working. So I wanted to make this video. So this is about Mrs. Afton, Lora. From the Five Nights at Freddy's lore. So Mrs. Afton, also known as Lora, is non-existent in the story. However, Lora, that's the first name I'm going with the character. So the thing about her appearance is that I noticed that some people cosplay as her, and she has red hair, but in the comic or the pizzeria, the pizzeria roleplay remastered game on Roblox, she has black hair. And it turns out that she dyed her hair black, and that her hair is actually copper, a red orange-ish color. She has blue eyes and pale skin, which, I mean, here's the thing also about Lora. She's supposed to be like Mary Schmidt's sister, but I feel like that wouldn't even make any sense because I don't know. I don't know why. So Laura is basically Mary's cousin instead. But I don't know if Laura would still be an aunt to Mary's two daughters. So I was like, is like a cousin of someone's mom still their aunt? And in a way, yes, they are. So I was like, okay, thank God. But considering the fact that Lora actually has copper hair instead of black, well, she dyed it black, and she has pale white skin and blue eyes, it does make sense, similar to how Quinnsezl, my character, looks. Quinnsezl, of course, has orange hair, blue eyes, and pale white skin. Orange hair. Literally. Her hair is basically a combination of light orange and bright orange to make it more, I don't know, obvious and literally orange. Because come on, her hair is orange, not red, orange. And her hair is beautiful. So I don't know if I told you this, but basically, when I made Quinnsezl, it was originally inspired by the fact that, the marionette from Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and I felt like, what if the marionette had hair? Not like the sexy puppet version of the marionette, but like the marionette with actual hair, like a different type of colored hair. So I thought of orange, and that inspired me to make a character based on what I thought of. And you know what? Considering that the marionette is confirmed to be a boy and not a girl, it still didn't give me up from making this beautiful, beautiful character. Oh my God. I'm just waiting for Benji to shut up. But anyways. So, I thought to myself, what if, so people think that Michael Afton took the role of took the name Mike Schmidt, and the last name Schmidt was from his mother's um, former surname. And I was like, wait, in in the timeline that I have my character in, Mary Schmidt is Mary Sherwood, and then she married Mike Schmidt, a different Mike Schmidt. And so, and Lora Afton is Mary's sister or cousin. I don't know if that even makes any sense. But then I thought about it again. And you know what? Considering that Elizabeth, Mike's mother in, Quinnsezl's universe, Quinnsezl's grandmother, Mike's mother, has Mike and Kathy as their children, including another kid named Dan Schmidt, who was from Five Nights at Maggie's, which is the most underrated FNAF fan game ever, and someone needs to talk about the story and talk about the character of Dan Schmidt, because honestly, I feel like I'm gonna freaking lose my mind. But anyways, so I thought about it again, and it turns out, when I was making the family tree of Quinnsezl's, family, her ancestors, her great-grandmother, Fate, had two daughters, being Elizabeth and then Tiffany. And so Tiffany would have Laura and Dan Schmidt, instead of Dan being part of Elizabeth's family. So, I mean, the kids that Dan has with his unnamed wife are still Quinnsezl's cousins. So, they still feel like siblings to her, but they're cousins. But any family member that you have that is the same age as you would still feel like you're a brother or sister. So, whatever. I don't have freaking brother or sister, so why would I care? Oh, I actually thought about this, and I don't know if I told anyone about this, but remember how I talked about Purple Guy's motives? Oh, oops. Okay, remember I talked about Purple Guy's motives? There it is. Edit. The whole unnecessary drama with Death King. And he made a video that FNAF drama saved his life. Real mature of you. In fact, I knew from the live streams that people made about you, from your live streams that were in the video of other people, you were being absolutely psychopathic. So, Purple Guy, Peter Wiltaker, Dave Miller, Simon Fitzgerald, William Afton, or Vincent. Or maybe Vincent Afton, I guess. So, the motive, Peter Wiltaker, the whole he wanted a family thing was from the Springtrap and Delilah series comic, which I loved. The fact that Springtrap or Purple Guy became more sympathetic and more friendly, and nobody saw that side of him. And even though it's not canon, I love it. And you know what? If it's not canon, I don't care, because it's literally the best thing ever. So I took that, the fact that Springtrap wanted a family to Peter Wiltaker, because even though William Afton was confirmed during 2017, I think. So basically, I took it for Peter Wotaker because, well, William Afton already has a family. So here are the motives. Vincent, he hated children for unknown reasons. Peter Wotaker, he killed children who he thought were naughty, and he wanted a family. Which brings me to my next point that I wanted to talk to you about. So when he saw Chris Davidson, not Afton. There was a different Afton. There was still William and Elizabeth, but there was the kid in the Freddy mask, Joey Afton. So Peter Wotaker was like, when Chris died from his older brother pulling a prank on him, a really cruel prank with his friends, he was like, if I can't have a family, no one else could. And so he murdered those 3 children. 3, I'm going to say this, because he let the one in the Chica mask live, who is named Simon. And no, not the Simon from, Simon Fitzgerald. So the motives. So the rest of the motives. He hated Dave Miller. He hated children because they were annoying. Simon Fitzgerald wanted to donate blood to help his brother Jeremy from the bite of 87 that was caused by Toy Bonnie. Thanks, Bonnie. You're still my favorite. William Afton, the stress of losing his youngest child and experimenting with remnant for immortality. Even though remnant and immortality was not a thing during the original base and dark timeline. So, what the hell? P.S. Cassidy is Golden Freddy. Don't you start with me. Meanwhile, Purple Guy stuffed the children in animatronic suits. The marionette gave them life. The puppet gave them life. I also wanted to point out that all the versions of Purple Guy are all mentally unwell. And I guess from William Afton or maybe Peter Wotaker, that they were abused by their dad, Vincent. Well, mostly William, because Peter doesn't really talk about his family. Because he doesn't have any. But oh well. And besides, even though some people sympathize with Purple Guy, whatever version whatever version or name you call him, he's still a killer, and he deserves to die, even if he doesn't want to. I don't know, but at least I had to say that all the versions of Purple Guy are all mentally unwell. Peter is mentally unwell for many reasons, including William and Dave Miller and Vincent. Simon, he was okay. He was perfectly fine. He just wanted to up his brother. That's all. So, as I was going about Lora, I realized, maybe she has similarities to my character Quinnsezl. They both have bright colorful hair, bright orange hair, need I remind you, blue eyes, pale skin. They both decorate their hair with bows or ribbons, and they both are technically dancers or ballerinas. So, it makes sense. Instead of the fact that Quinnsezl has an ancestor that had orange hair and blue eyes. Judith. Okay, bye.